Hello children, we all enjoyed so many beautiful stories and poems in the last session. I am sure we all are excited to begin new stories. So today the title of the first story is The Cherry Tree. Here in the Himalayan foothills where Rakesh lived with his grandfather, there were few fruit trees. The soil was stony and the dry cold winds stunted the growth of most plants. But on the more sheltered slopes, there were forests of oak and deodar. Stunted meaning जहाँ पे trees या plants की growth थोड़ी सी छोटी या टेढ़ी मेढ़ी होती है. Rakesh's parents lived in a small village 50 miles away where there were no schools in the village. As soon as the boy was of school-going age, they sent him to stay with his grandfather in Mussoorie. His grandfather was a retired forest ranger. He had a little cottage outside the town. One day, on his way home from school, Rakesh bought a bunch of cherries for 50 paise. He was eating the cherries while walking, and by the time he reached the cottage, there were only 3 cherries left. "Have a cherry, grandfather," he said as soon as he saw his grandfather in the garden. See, he is offering a cherry to his grandfather. Grandfather took 1 cherry and Rakesh promptly ate the other 2. He kept the last seed in his mouth for some time, rolling it round and round on his tongue. Then he placed the seed on the palm of his hand and studied it. उसको चेरीज इतनी पसंद आई कि सारी खुद खा गया और अपने ग्रैंडफादर को सिर्फ एक ही दी. जो लास्ट चेरी का सीड था उसने अपने हाथ पे रखा and he studied it. Are cherry seeds lucky? Asked Rakesh. Of course. Then I'll keep it. Nothing is lucky if you put it away. If you want luck, you must put it to some use. What can I do with a seed? Plant it. हम बड़ी बार कुछ चीज़ों के साथ अटक जाते हैं कि शायद ये पेन या पेंसिल हमारे लिए बहुत लकी है. क्यों? क्योंकि उससे हमारे शायद किसी टेस्ट में बहुत अच्छे नंबर आए थे. पर अगर हमने पढ़ाई नहीं करी तो वो लक कहाँ जाएगा? So grandfather was right when he told Rakesh that luck only comes when you work. So Rakesh went to a corner of the garden where the earth was soft and yielding. वहाँ की मिट्टी थोड़ी सी ढीली थी. He did not have to dig the soil. He pressed the seed into the soil with his thumb and it went right in. Then he had his lunch and ran off to play cricket with his friends and forgot all about the cherry seed. When spring came after the winter that year, Rakesh went into the garden one morning. He bent to pick up what he thought was a small twig and found to his surprise that it was well rooted. छोटी सी कोई टहनी का हिस्सा जिसमें कभी लीफ होती है कभी नहीं होती है उसे twig कहते हैं. He stared at it for a moment, then ran to fetch his grandfather, calling, "Dada, come and look. The cherry tree has come up." Grandfather advised, "You should water it now and then." So Rakesh ran indoors and came back with a bucket of water. "Don't drown it," said the grandfather. So Rakesh gave it a sprinkling and circled it with pebbles so that he could easily spot it. ये देख रहे हैं आप? इसने उस छोटे से चेरी ट्री के आसपास पेबल्स लगा दिए ताकि इसको पता रहे कि मेरा चेरी ट्री कहाँ उग रहा है. The plant, growing slowly at first, sped up when the monsoon rains came. As it grew, it attracted perils too. Once a goat ate all the leaves. Only the main stem and 2 thin branches remained. Then towards the end of the rainy season, when new leaves appeared on the branches, a stupid grass cutter cut it in two with one sweep of her skeeth. Skeeth. जो एग्रीकल्चर में होते हैं, जो फार्मर्स होते हैं या गार्डनर्स होते हैं, उनके पास कई बार एक ऐसे इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स होते हैं नाइफ की तरह जिनसे वो प्लांट्स या ट्रीज की ब्रांचेस को कट कर सकते हैं, उसे हम स्कीथ कहते हैं. Maybe it will die now, said Rakesh. But the cherry tree had no intention of dying. By the time summer came round again, it had sent out several new shoots with tender green leaves. Rakesh had grown taller too. He was 8 now. That monsoon, Rakesh went home to his village to help his father and mother with the planting and plowing and sowing. When he came back, he found that the cherry tree had grown tall. Even when there was rain, Rakesh would sometimes water the tree. He wanted it to know that he was there. Actual में I don't know आपको पता है कि नहीं कि जो plants, पौधे या पेड़ होते हैं वो इंसानों को पहचानते हैं. तो राकेश कभी कभी जब बारिश भी हो रही थी तब भी थोड़ा सा पानी देने आता था ताकि ये चेरी ट्री उसको पहचान सके. The cherry tree's first visitor was a bright green praying mantis. The next visitor was a hairy caterpillar who started making a meal of the leaves. Rakesh removed it quickly and said, "Come back when you are a butterfly." One morning, when the sun came out, grandfather came into the garden to let some warmth get into his bones. He stopped in front of the tree and called out, "Rakesh, come and look." There was a pale pink blossom at the end of a branch. देखा कितने सुंदर पिंक फूल आ गए थे ब्रांचेस पर. There are so many trees in the forest, said Rakesh. Why do we love it so much? We planted it ourselves, said the grandfather. Rakesh touched the smooth bark of the tree, ran his hand along the trunk and put his finger on the tip of a leaf. I wonder, he whispered, is this what it feels to be God? क्योंकि हम जैसे गॉड की क्रिएशन है वैसे ही ये ट्री राकेश की क्रिएशन था. इन द सेंस उसने इसका सीड प्लांट किया था, उसने इसकी देखभाल करी थी, तभी तो वो सीड से इतना सुंदर ट्री बना था. तो राकेश को जितना प्यार इस ट्री से था उसने सोचा तो क्या भगवान को भी हमारे लिए ऐसा ही प्यार फील होता है. तो बच्चों देखा आपने, अगर हम किसी चीज़ की देखभाल करते हैं तो हमें वो चीज़ कितनी प्यारी लगती है. सो दिस स्टोरी वॉज रिटन बाय रस्किन बॉन्ड and he wanted to teach us that all around us we have nature which is beautiful and we should take care of it.